Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of our drivers' press conference here in Jeddah. This time, Isaac Hadjar, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. Very warm welcome to you all. Fernando, let's start with you. It's been a bit of a tough start for Aston Martin this year. Do you think the faster sweeps of Jeddah are going to suit the car better than was the case in Bahrain?
Yeah, I hope so. I think, the first couple of weekends has been not easy for us. Some challenges with the new car, but I think the high speed content of Jeddah should be a little bit better for us. So, we really hope for a better weekend.
What are the limiting factors with this car?
We're still actually discovering a little bit the car and some of the weaknesses of the car. I would say that the first 4 Grand Prix, the slow speed corners were probably our weakest part of the track, but there are some concerns as well of bouncing and some other stuff that we are facing from time to time. So we are working hard on improving those, and as I said, here in Jeddah is super high grip, a lot of high speed corners, so all in all should be a better weekend.
Is there a quick fix to the low speed problems?
I think in Formula One there is never a quick enough thing to solve your problems. I think competitors are strong. They are also improving their cars and their problems, and it's always a race off track, to get the car better and better. But I think we have a couple of ideas. Some of those has to be also with the setup that we could try on the weekends as well. Here we have a stable weather conditions, so let's try to use FP1, FP2, FP3 to maximize the track time and learn about the car.
I remember you saying in the press conference in Hungary last year that you wanted to build some momentum in the second half of last year. How important is momentum this year when we look ahead to the rule changes in 26?
Less important than last year, because this year's cars are a continuation of last year's, the last race in Abu Dhabi. I don't think that, the results that we are seeing now, they were very different than Abu Dhabi compared to the first 4 races. So, I think next year is a completely new set of regulations, a completely reset. What you learn this year maybe is not super useful for next year in terms of aerodynamics on the cars. So, obviously you always want to finish the season on a high and keep the motivation high for everybody. But I think the motivation in the team is super high anyway, because as we said many times, we have our wind tunnel now working since, a few weeks ago. We have Adrian in the team, we have Honda coming, new regulations, so the motivation is really high.
Yeah, you mentioned Adrian. You've got this great asset, this great racing brain in Adrian Newey. Would you like to see him just investigate some of the problems that you've got with this car, or would you like to see him just concentrate on 26?
I think ultimately is his decision, and he has enough experience, and enough knowledge and background to know what is best. And I think he's working only on 26. So if he's deciding that, I totally support that.
All right, Fernando, thank you very much for that. Max, let's come to you now. This triple header has been a bit of a roller coaster so far. You started it with that sensational win at Suzuka, then came the frustrations of Bahrain last weekend. What can we expect from Red Bull here in Jeddah?
I hope a bit better than Bahrain. I mean, a few more high-speed corners, different tarmac. I hope that we can, be a bit more competitive and maybe a bit more in the middle between the 2 races, potentially.
And Pirelli are bringing softer compounds here compared to last year. How do you see that playing out? What sort of influence will that have? Yeah,
I mean, in general, I think here it's been always a bit like a one-stop, race, and I think it's always, there's a bit more going on when you try and have maybe a two-stop or whatever. But let's see first, of course, how the tires are going to hold up. It's going to be quite warm as well to drive.
Max, similar question to the one I asked Fernando, in that, is there a quick fix to the issues you've got with the car, and where would you like to see the team focus its resources? 25, 26?
I think we've experienced enough to focus on this year and next year, but naturally, we're still trying things with the car, not even outside of bringing parts to the car, just setup-wise, other things that we can improve. It's constantly trying to improve the car, I guess. And that's what we'll try to do again this weekend.
All right, best of luck with that. Thank you very much. Isaac, coming to you now. Slightly more difficult weekend for the team in Bahrain. Let's start with that. What were the issues? Do you understand what the problems were there?
Yeah, I think it was definitely not as good as the last 2 weekends, even Melbourne. I think it's a bit of an outlier, Bahrain, with those track temps, and it's a really different tarmac. There's no grip, and you don't feel like driving a real F1 car there. So yeah, we definitely struggled a bit more. I still had a car that was able to go to Q3, I think, with a better lap, so it's still not too bad. And then, definitely on Sunday, we had a tough lap 1, and then from there the race is pretty much over. So I still think it was not as bad as it looked, but I want to believe that Jeddah is going to be suiting us way better.
Something I asked the rookies in Group 1 was, what are your expectations of Jeddah in a Formula 1 car? You're going to be going, I think, 14 seconds a lap faster roughly than you were in Formula 2. What sort of feel have you been getting on the simulator?
Yeah, it's all, every track I go to in FP1, it's always impressive the first time, because your last reference is from Formula 2. So it's always a bit of the shock the first few laps, but to be fair, now I'm, let's say, up to speed. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this track, especially Sector 1. It's gonna be really exciting.
Look, this is race 5, Isaac. It feels like you've got your feet firmly under the table now at Racing Bulls. Just what is the biggest thing you've learnt thus far in your Formula 1 career?
Make sure the belts are tight. And
not too tight.
Yeah, not too tight. Yeah. I don't know. Watch out for white lines. This kind of stuff, That's all.
All in the detail.
Yeah, details.
All right, look, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. We're going to go to the broadcasters first. And David.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Max, let's turn to you first. Something about Jeddah, isn't it? Red Bull go really well on track, but there's just as much to talk about off track with Red Bull. And this week, Helmut Marko says he fears your Red Bull exit. Why is he saying that? Is it just because you were trying to overtake Pierre Gasly for 6th place on the final lap in Bahrain, or is there something more deep-seated than that?
I don't know, to be honest. I just keep working, keep trying to improve the car. Now, naturally, Bahrain wasn't a great weekend for us. I think we were all pretty disappointed with that. And we just keep on trying to improve the car, come up with new ideas to try on the car. Competition is tough. And that's how I go about my weeks, just trying to improve the situation.
So he's getting the wrong end of the stick. You're not thinking of leaving Red Bull at any time?
No, I think just focus on commentating. I'll focus on driving. And then, you don't need to think about any other scenarios.
We just worry about you.
All right, thank you. Next one, please.
Hi, Mariana from TV. Mariana Becker from TV Bandeirantes. Max, what do you want to see differently in the team this weekend that it didn't work last weekend?
Yeah, well, we struggle a bit with the balance, Entry to mid-corner balance is not where I want it to be, so we'll try to, fix that, improve that. How much we can fix that here, I don't know, but hopefully the tarmac also helps a bit with that.
Thank you, Max. Next one.
Davide Camiccioli, Sky Italia for Max. Max, What about your future? All talking about Mercedes, Aston, why not Ferrari?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, yeah, a lot of people are talking about it, except me. So, yeah. Like I said before, you know, I just want to focus on my car, work with the people in the team. That's the only thing that I'm thinking about in Formula One at the moment. I'm very relaxed.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Margot.
Hello, Margot Lafitte, Canal+. Question for Fernando. We're doing a report about you and Aston Martin, so it's going to be a kind of general question, not specifically on Jeddah. 2 years ago, you were fighting for pole position. You led the race. You were also on the podium. What do you make of what happened since then, since being able to lead a race, which was the last time? And where are Aston Martin and you standing today? You said you were still very motivated, but are you still patient enough?
Yes, yeah, it has been an incredible journey so far. I think this is the 50th Grand Prix for me with Aston, and yeah, I could not probably imagine what we achieved in these 50 Grand Prix. But yeah, now we are facing some more difficulties than for sure the first part of the journey. But at the same time, we are a much better team, a much more prepared team to fight for world championships that we were 2 years ago, where we had a very small factory. We were using Mercedes wind tunnel, and maybe we didn't have the right, you know, people and partners together in the project. So, yeah, the results on track on Sunday are not, you know, the same as they were before, but I feel very relaxed, very motivated, and this is just a transition time that we have to learn things and prepare the team in a different way. For the time that we have the car ready to fight for championships, the team is ready as well in that moment.
Okay, thank you. Next one.
Vicky Birria for Sky Italy for Fernando. Next year it's supposed to be, you know, a good picture for you guys based on the chit chat on the paddock, you know, with Adrian and the new engines and these rumors of Max. Do you see them as a threat for your seat?
I don't think so, as I have contract for next year. But I see the rumors, you know, very good for the team. You know, as you said before, the world champion, you know, is sometimes linked with some other teams and a possible departure from Red Bull, and the teams that they are commenting are Mercedes, Aston Martin and Ferrari, as your colleague said now. So this shows, you know, the project that we are in and the future that this team has. And as I said always, even last year when I extend the contract, I said that I will drive for as long as I feel fast and I feel competitive and the team needs me behind the wheel. But my contract is much longer than my racing career, so I will stay with this team for many, many years in a different role. And if that means that we can win a world championship, even when I'm not behind the wheel, I will still feel very proud of the project.
Fernando, would you welcome Max as a teammate?
Yes, but it's unlikely to happen. Very unlikely.
Okay, next one, please.
Tom Slafer, on Spain. Question for Fernando about these rumors, likely or unlikely. Honda's coming next year with exclusivity for the engine. Adrian Newey and other top engineers wanted to join the team. Maybe Max wants to join the team. Does it make you feel that you make the right decision before everyone else did? Does it make you feel comfortable with your decision joining Aston Martin a couple of years ago?
I don't know. I mean, it's not a right or wrong decision. You make your choices. And when I left Alpine, I thought that I will not fight for a world championship in Alpine. They may do in the future or in the short-term future, because I don't have a long-term future. I will not race forever. So in the period of, you know, my racing career is active, you know, at that time I thought Aston Martin was a better place. I did enjoy 2023 being competitive, and I do enjoy now the process that we are in and the building of this team of the future that I sometimes say. we are not the team of the present, and it's what I would like to have, because in the future I don't know if I will be, as I said, behind the wheel, but I will do my best to help Aston to achieve, the best results as soon as possible.
Sky Sports F1.